A good guy is like a four-leaf clover. Lucky to have, but hard to find. Am I right, ladies? So, I guess they must have been saying that before good guys dolls were invented. Because they ain't ever met a doll like this. Because my name is Ash Lynch, and this is the brief history of Chucky. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? In 1988, Child's Play would introduce the world to Charles Lee Ray, a serial killer who practices voodoo. And during an escape through a toy shop, he is shot down. Knowing that he is dying, he performs a ritual transferring his soul from his living body into that of a good guy doll. The hottest toy on the town. Why? But this doll is then sold on the back streets as a present for young Andy Barclay. This is why you don't buy on the back streets? Chucky learns that he's in a struggle. The longer he remains in the doll, the more the doll becomes mortal. So he'll start bleeding, he'll feel pain, he won't be able to just, I don't know, take his hand off, put it back on, or open the battery part. What happens to the battery part?
Hi, I'm Chucky.
All the screws. Oh! So who better to transfer his soul into than the young boy who he is now owned by? That's a birthday you're never gonna forget. Sorry, Andy, your mummy bought you a doll possessed by murder. Well, fire and gunshots will put an end to that. That's a shame. They destroyed the doll, and obviously because he became more mortal, they managed to kill him. Until in 1990, a great idea. The Play Pals company gained the remains of the burnt doll, and in an attempt to move away from the bad publicity, decide to reassemble it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see the way you'd get away from the bad publicity. This doll is linked to the murder of multiple people. Let's just put it back together. But just like a lot of things, Jason Voorhees had the lightning, Chucky had a power of the plug socket. A power surge strikes the plant, bringing Chucky back to life. Andy Barclay is in foster care, and his mother is in a mental institution after supporting his story about Chucky. Wow, that's really dark, but still realistic. If a mom's there going, no, my son's true, the doll did it. But once again, Chucky must transfer his soul into another living being. This being is, of course, Andy. But having a nosebleed, he realises that it is too late to transfer his soul. And now, you just want to kill him? Go ahead, he's made you wait this long, now you're stuck. Just help yourself, Charlie. Unfortunately, hot melting plastic and a high pressure hose put in his mouth will do the trick. Ew. But in 1991, Child's Play 3. Chucky returns due to his blood being in the plastic. So his blood landed in the plastic mixture that would create another doll. Surely the blood would thin out to the point where it would be in multiple dolls? Nah. Am I kidding? It's not like you can have multiple bodies filled with the same soul. I mean, that'd be stupid. Ah well, Andy is enrolled in military academy. He didn't look like that last year. What the fuck? But when Chucky locates him, unfortunately for a boy called Tyler, who opens the box first. Chucky can now only transfer his soul into the first person he reveals the truth to. This being young Tyler. This is what happens when you open mail that isn't yours. You get nasty surprises. Like a murderous doll. You think I'm kidding? Yeah, it happens. So after a little face slice... oh, I bet that's going to sting in the morning. Chucky is blown, chopped, and flung into blades. Chucky's corpse would be laid to rest. Actually, no, it would be bagged up for evidence and kept hidden away when Jennifer Tilly would become...
well, hello, Dolly.
The bride of Chucky. This would see Chucky be resurrected by his old girlfriend, Tiffany. But after rebutting her love, Chucky drowns Tiffany in a bathtub and transfers her soul into that of a bride doll. The couple, now both stuck in dolls, decide to use the bodies of Jesse and Jade to transfer their souls into their bodies. There is a love scene for these two which Why was that written into the script? Did I need to see that in my life? It's like a dildo and a fleshlight going at it. It ain't nasty. Then again, still a better love scene than The Room.
Jade throws Tiffany into an oven,
Cook her up a little bit, but this still doesn't stop Chucky's plan from going ahead, with Tiffany given a bit of time to think about everything, you know, cooking and that. She then stabs Chucky.
referencing the Bride of Frankenstein.
We belong dead.
Oh my god, I now get it. What a good pun.
And Chucky is shot in the chest. Film ends.
Well, actually no, because the sex scene between Chucky and Tiffany had a reason for it. Because in Tiffany's last gasp of breath, she gives birth to that. What?
The seed of Chucky.
Ugh.
The seed of Chucky would see the newborn baby at the end of Bride of Chucky, following the story of Glenn, who resurrects his parents
And allows Chucky to now have a new plan. His plan is to impregnate Jennifer Tilly, the actress playing Tiffany. This shit's getting meta. And then Tiffany would then possess Jennifer Tilly. Excuse me.
What the fuck is even this movie? Oh, and Glenn?
Well, Glenn's actually got a twin called Glenda who lives in his brain. Glenn is afraid of everything and he's squeamish about blood and guts and all that. Glenda? Well, she's the Chucky side. She is crazy, murderous, psychotic, batshit crazy. So fun.
Well, Glenn kills Chucky and Tiffany possesses Jennifer. But Chucky's severed hand grabs Glenn, and that is the end of the movie.
Anyone else feel like Chucky deserved better? Yeah, me too. Which is why the Curse of Chucky came round and everyone went, huh?
The franchise would go back to traditional horror, following the story of Nika, a disabled woman now living with her mother. After the delivery of a good guy doll, Nika's mother is dead and pronounced as a suicide.
That can't be a coincidence, can it?
Obviously this is Chucky, but he's looking good.
He's looking too good. He looks clean. I mean real clean. Are we erasing Bride and Seed? Is this... What's going on here?
No, actually, this is the same Chucky and the same storyline. Chucky frames Nika for the murders, who is then sentenced to a mental hospital, while we discover that the individual mailing Chucky around is in fact Tiffany, still in the body of Jennifer Tilly. And I'll tell you what,
I really do enjoy this film. After what happened with Bride and Seed, this one knocked out of the park for everything I wanted it to be. I'm not even kidding. I don't care that it was straight to DVD. It worked so much better. And beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed this one. If you haven't watched it and you think, oh, but the Bride and the Seed weren't that good, trust me, this one goes back to traditional Chucky. Check it out. It's a goodie.
oh, and Chucky is delivered to the home of a grown-up Andy Barclay.
Play with this.
Andy!
Who's very happy to see Chucky.
So a new lease on life for Chucky.
Goodie. Because in the sequel to that, The Cult of Chucky,
The doctor decides to use good guy dolls as a way of rehabilitating Nika and admitting that she was the one responsible for killing her family. But when Tiffany reveals to Nika that her niece Alice is dead from a broken heart, she leaves a good guy doll with her. But Nika, giving up and committing suicide,
now Chucky's got a problem. He wants to possess Nika, as she is the one who knows his truth. But she's now committing suicide. So he can't let that happen.
Chucky now has to keep Nika alive. This is good. I'm enjoying this. And when Andy Barclay discovers these murders at the hospital, he then opens a safe and reveals the remains of Chucky, who he shot in the face.
What? Can someone explain to me what the fuck I'm watching?
Yep, fuck me, right? Chucky has managed to split his soul into multiple dolls.
And this works a treat.
One of the Chuckies transfers his soul into Nika. Andy gets locked in a cell in the hospital, and Tiffany leaves with Nika Chucky.
Nika Chucky, that's generally how I have to call her, Nika Chucky, because now Chucky is possessed in Nika's body. Wow, Tiffany's gonna have fun. But even then, that's not all.
As we see the Tiffany doll is also alive?
Interesting. Also,
Kyle,
Andy's foster sister from the second film.
Well, she arrives at Andy's house to continue torturing the original Chucky doll.
You know what, it's difficult to say, but I'm enjoying these two sequels. Yeah, the whole splitting the soul thing was a bit of a nerve one for me, because I was like, okay, yeah, Voldemort, whatever. So I gave it a pass, but you know what, these sequels are doing well. I'll tell you what this franchise needs. A reboot. Wait, what?
Child's Play 2019. Kazlan run pretty much everything electronic in your house, and now they're making body dolls.
To connect wirelessly with all your other devices, so you can basically say, hey buddy, do this, and they'll turn this shit on, or turn that on, or hire this up, or dim the lights. Get up, you lazy pricks.
But a disgruntled worker disables all the safety settings within one of the dolls, and then commits suicide?
And this doll is Chucky,
who begins to lash out when others attempt to hurt, annoy, or upset Andy. But when Andy throws Chucky out, he is reset
by a really, really creepy looking ass man.
Now feeling abandoned, Chucky lashes out at Andy and those he cares about. Luckily though, he is stabbed in his power cells, shot, beheaded, and burnt.
But with all the body dolls being recalled back to the factories to be checked on, we see red eyes and a smile. It would seem that Chucky has transferred his artificial intelligence from one doll to the other. One thing you'll hear me say a lot when it comes to horror is this killer had a bit of a bad run. Freddy Krueger had a bad run at times, Jason had a bad run, Michael Myers had a bad run, and Chucky had a bad run. Whether they're loved as cult classics or not, you have to admit, Seed of Chucky pushed it too far. But to say a film is a classic or a character is classic, you have to measure it against its own failings. And Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, this fucking doll, is classic. So where I enjoy Child's Play, Bride of Chucky and Curse of Chucky, I won't rush to go watch the second, third, Seed of Chucky or Cult of Chucky. Even though with Cult of Chucky, I still kind of liked it a little bit. But now with the anticipation of the Chucky TV series happening, what are your thoughts on Chucky? Shall they continue the reboot franchise, or shall they carry on with sequeling the original storyline? Let me know down below, comment down below if what you think. I do read all the comments and the messages. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, it helps out so much, and subscribe if you haven't already, because when you subscribe you'll never miss the next brief history, you'll never miss the next never seen, Dark Side of the Screen, or the next Star Wars The Rejected Saga, because ladies and gentlemen, the next Rejected is a beauty. I've done video game characters, I've done horror, who next? Let me know, because my name's Ash Lynch and this was the brief history of Chucky.